You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, I'm Tom Cock. Are you conservative? Are you moderate? Or are you aggressive when it comes to investing? And do any of those titles, names, nomenclature mean anything to you? Because they shouldn't. I find it fascinating when I sit down with a group of people and ask them about investing and try to find out what kind of investors they are. And they use terms like this. It came up recently on a board I sit with where I had a long discussion with other members of the board about how the money should be invested. And people use these terms. Oh, they sometimes also are moderately conservative, conservatively moderate, or for those deeply troubled individuals, they're passive aggressive. But they want you to invest using those terms. And those terms, I don't know how to say it nicely, are meaningless. You could tell those terms to 100 different asset managers, financial advisors, stockbrokers, and you would get 100 different answers. It is absolutely meaningless to use things like that. They don't mean anything. But here's something you should know. You should know your number. What's he talking about? Well, there was a very well-known investment company that I think ran a campaign a few years ago about knowing your number. There they were talking about how much money you need to save for retirement, which I think is a good number to know too, but much more time needs to go into it than what I have to offer here on this podcast. The number I'm talking about is the number of the percentage of your money in the riskier things like stocks and the percentage in less risky things like bonds. And no, we do not believe in holding cash and waiting for Tesla to go back down to 300 and buying it. No, that's market timing, not a good strategy, doesn't work. But I do believe in knowing your number, how much risk you're willing to take and how much money you're trying to make. There's three ways to look at this. Number one, when it comes to investing, you need to know that volatility, how much batting around of your portfolio you can take, the ups and downs. You need to know the purpose of the money and sort of how long until you actually may need to take it out, because that has a lot of impact on how money should be invested. And then the third part, which many of you think is the first part, how much money you need to make on the money. Got to know those things. And here's an easy way, and this is not meant to be promotional, but there's an easy way to try to learn about yourself and money and volatility and how much you know, because it turns out the more you know, oftentimes the more volatility you can take. You can simply go to talkingrealmoney.com and click on Risk Quiz. Take a free quiz. There's no electricity involved. It's simply a series of questions, and it will help you understand. It gives you a number, and oftentimes that number can equate to how much you have in stocks. Remember, stocks are riskier. They go up and down a lot more. Unless you own the wrong type of bonds, you could go up and down a lot there. But if you own a bond that's always paid you back, U.S. government bonds. So that's a number you should know. And so then you don't have to tell your broker, your registered investment advisor, I hope it's not your broker, your insurance agent, whoever's handling your money, hey, I want to be conservative, because that doesn't mean anything. I want to be moderate. No, that is a meaningless phrase, and I would not recommend you use that. Instead, have a number. And again, you can go to talkingrealmoney.com, click on Risk Quiz, take the Risk Quiz, get you a number. And if you want to discuss it with somebody here, we're glad to do that as well. So please, don't come in and see me and ask to be moderately conservative, conservatively moderate, or even passively aggressive. I'm Tom Cock.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.